you will live joyfully for 100 years with your children and great-grandchildren. So there lies the difference. Same knowledge, same truth, but different expression and different outcome. And the difference lies in two powerful pillars. One is communication and the other one is personality development, which is the foundation for career success. So why communication matters? We all are aware of this uncomfortable fact that every year thousands of students graduate with excellent grades in maths, but very few make it to leadership. So if intelligence alone guarantees success, every gold medalist should be a CEO, but that's not reality. The reality is organizations, they don't promote the knowledgeable persons, but persons the person who express knowledge clearly, who can influence people confidently and carry themselves professionally. I have a small question for all of you. Like, how many of you have ever been misunderstood when you said something? How many of you have ever been misunderstood when you said something? This usually happens. Like, we think that we have explained everything very clearly, but the thing is, the other person takes this completely wrongly, and maybe this is because we lack certain communication components, which I'm going to explain. The first one is that we need to have the clarity of thought. So, what is clarity of thought? Clarity is thinking before speaking. It means we have to organize ideas logically so that our message is simple, concise, and purposeful. And I have a tip for all of you to make our speech clear, to have the clarity. The tip here stands for topic, I for intent, and P for point. Like, when we talk anything, like we get misunderstood because we do not tell the topic. Like, we ourselves get confused at times what we are talking. So knowing the topic and speaking in such a way that others would understand the topic is important. And the next one is intent. Like, what is the intent? Why are you saying this matter to the other person? What is your intent? Do you want them to give you any advice or suggestion? Do you want to ask any question? Or do you just want to vent out clear in yourself, like vent out your frustration? So the intent should be conveyed to the person before you tell them something, because they will not misunderstand. Like, I can give an example here. A man who messed up with his job, like he went to his friend and he just held his hands in his head and he stood there. So the friend was trying, when he said that he messed up, like she was just trying to analyze what happened and what tips or advice she could give him. And she started telling him, and the man became even more frustrated and he said, I don't want any of your advice. What I want, I just want to vent out myself. So clarifying things before saying something will add for a clear communication. So the next one is using appropriate tone. Like, using appropriate tone makes all the difference. Our pitch, our tone, our non-verbal cues add to this. I'll give you one example how our tone helps us in communicating in a proper way. Like tone, like example, like I never said that she stole the money. Like, if my tone, if I use the same example at different areas, like I never said that she stole the money. So it's not I, it is somebody else. If I give emphasis on never said, I never said that she stole the money. So you never said, you're saying that. If you say, I never said that she stole the money, it's not she, it is somebody else and I stole. I never said that she stole the money. So it's not your money, it's something else that she has stolen. So in this way, your tone conveys your meaning in a proper manner. The next one is the right timing. Like, we all should know when to speak and what to mistake. Like even if you have the right words, if your timing is wrong, you will fail in your communication. So an assertive communicator should know when to speak, when to pause, when to wait, and when to escalate his communication. And the fourth part is active listening. Yes, listening also helps in perfect communication, and 50% of positive communication, assertive communication happens only if the other person is listening to us properly. So, like we all know that we miss this part. We listen to reply rather than listen to understand what the other person is saying. So we have to be active listeners to have an assertive communication. And the last one is the emotional control. Emotional control is like controlling ourselves. Like when things are fine, the communication is perfect. But we mess up when the things go wrong. Like when you are in a conflict or when somebody rejects what you say, when the deadlines have to be met, it is then that we lose control of ourselves and we end up with something else. So these are all the things that we have to remember to have a proper communication. So I have some practical application tips for you to help you have perfect proper communication. The first one is the I language. Like make a habit to use the I language instead of you language. I have an example here. Like if you say, instead of saying you are frustrating me, instead of telling to the other person that you are frustrating me, if you say I feel frustrated, that has a lesser impact. The listener will also be in a position to come up with some solution to help you to come out of your frustration. So I language, like instead of saying you never get your work done on time. So it is like blaming, accusing the other person. So instead of saying you never get your work done on time, you can politely say, I feel overwhelmed when deadlines aren't met. So that is how the I language helps us. And it also has a drawback. Like don't overuse I because it makes you self-centered. So use it only when it's needed. And to make the other person feel that you're not self-centered, you can follow this SEW with the other person so that he is also given equal importance. Okay, I also have a little practical application to paper framework. This is how we can be coming across situations where we are not in a position to agree the other person's view. Like suppose if the person says that I feel that Revan Reddy is the best CM as of now. Suppose if you do not agree with his view and you immediately counter him, that is going to mess up. So instead, if you follow this paper, the first one is that when he shares his information, let him complete what he have to say, and then you take 3 to 4 seconds of pause, and then you give a reply, express respect to his views. Don't attack him saying what he said is wrong, respect his views, and then you pause for a second, and then you tell what you feel. And because you are respecting his view, he will also respect what your view is. This is how the conversation can go on. So we also have one up, one down, and one across, which will help us with a positive conversation. One up is the dominating style, being bossy. You always want your conversation to be heard, everybody to approve your conversation, which is wrong. So don't dominate, don't be bossy when you share something. And also, we are not supposed to be one down also. Like don't be so submissive that you listen to what the other person is telling you. Like you will have to have your own opinions and you and your voices to be heard. The best way to communicate is one across. Like where equal two are given, or the listener and the speaker both are given equal opportunities, and they come up with one proper solution where both It is because the communication decides our career. It either makes it or it spoils it, it destroys it. And apart from communication, we also have personality development, which adds to the career success, which will be shared by my friend, Dr. Srilatha.
Good morning all my dear colleagues and students also. My part is the personality development. Here I would like to share, first of all, I would like to make it clear that everything becomes an art in the career success. So one of the very important thing is how we speak and how we act is very, very important. So in that success, how and what should be considered in success in the life is when we get the good results, when we get the good outcomes that can be considered as a success. And always we have to remember that success never stops. It is a continuous process. We can say it is a journey. Next one is, what is the success in professional area or the career? So what ultimately makes us successful when we got a job? Till then we aim for a job. When we get a job, are we ourselves successful? No. Until unless it gives the job satisfaction to us, we may not feel that we are successful in that job. So here I have given some tips that can be used to get the job satisfaction, like improving ourselves, doing the right task, and explorative always, and to improve the self-knowledge. And here I'd like to share the few paths at how we can develop our personality. Personality, we know all that internal personality, that external personality, we have to develop from inside out. So here I would like to share very different dimensions of developing the personality. Development is cultivating the divine virtues. In the sense, we have to develop the roots from our personality, like spiritual practices and self-reflection every day, which is a very important part which makes us stand every day, every step and every stage. Next one is, we have, let's explain, 2 minutes. And next is, we have to develop the acting with dedication and maintaining equanimity and self-awareness is also very, very important. Next one. And here these are the people, we can show them as symbols for the successful personality that they have grown from every area. One is philanthropist, one is very wisdom and has a consecutive 9 years of like finance minister, sports, arts and culture, and Kamalini and the NITA CEO and the founder. Next one. And here we can develop the personality development by following certain aspects like practicing mindfulness, meditation, and continuous learning are the main purpose which makes us to learn continuously and develop our personality. And here I would like to present the personality development is a combination of physical, mental, psychological and emotional. As all we concentrate on IQ, but equally we have to concentrate on spiritual quotient and emotional quotient also, which makes the whole person or a holistic personality. There I would like to concentrate much. There we have to focus on our mind, and if we wanted to focus on our mind, we have to know the parts of our mind like Manasu, Buddhi, Chittam and Ahankaram as it is be propagating and giving the most importance in our IKS, Indian Knowledge System perspective. So with this I would like to conclude that personality development is going from inside out, so we have to concentrate whatever the important aspects that we have to develop from the outside, even from inside also we have to focus much on our personality development. Finally the last. Next. So actually these are the tips that I would like to give to grow your personality. Learn continuously, always wear a smile on your face, always dress well, and present your actions very well, which gives you regular practices and have a health, maintain a very good health. That is the first essence of every person